गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। पर्जन्यो वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यः पर्जन्यस्यायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै पर्जन्यस्यायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योपामायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति। So we are moving on to the next Saguna Brahman, and as Jivatma, how we go through the other factors of this universe. Parjanyo va apamayatanam ayatanavan bhavati. Parjanya, the thick rain cloud, the rain is Parjanya. That is the support, base, propeller for water. One who knows this will be endowed with that support. So, as Jivatma, we go through so many experiences by being Jivatma. For that, Parjanya It is the thundering cloud, the rain cloud, which is dense with vapors, which are waiting, readily waiting to pour down as rainwater. So, here Parjanya, we can take it as in this mantra, the unmanifested vasanas which are ready to be manifested, waiting to be manifested. And they, taking the Jivatma as the channel, they come down as the desires, and thus experiences are also followed. Parjanya. Just think of hot summer where the whole nature, plants, animals, human beings, we all look up with hope, enthusiasm to those clouds which are dark in color, ready to burst the rain. In the same way, all the vasanas which are unmanifested have been collected, and that is sanchita vasana, all collected unmanifested vasanas, and they are ready to manifest. So what happens? It becomes the vasana, which is prarabdha, ready to burst out, manifest as the desire and achieved, fulfilled through the Jivatma as the individual in this world. So the whole process is taking place, and it is that Parjanya which is the very support for all the experiences we go through in the world. One who knows that means one who feels, experiences that it is the vasanas, I have to fulfill those vasanas, and thus I have entered this body, entered this mind. And thus he gets the base support as a Jivatma, and he lives the life. So here Jiva is the continuity of all the vasanas as Parjanya comes. In this process, every experience what we go through, there arises a phenomenon as perceiver, to be perceived, and perceiving the process. Understood? There is unmanifested vasana. Once it comes down as desire to be manifested, fulfilled, that one experience will have, I am the experiencer of that experience, and I am experiencing. So that three stages will come into manifestation. That is the state of Jivatma. That is the support as Jivatma. So as long as we are all going through these three, I am the perceiver, I am perceiving it, perceiving the process, perceiving it through five senses and the mind. What am I perceiving? The objects, the experiences, what I'm going through. So, this identification of three folded phenomenon happens in individuals. So, that is how he gets the base. When we see the raindrop, each raindrop is different. But it looks like it is one continuous thread of the rainwater. It looks like that. It is an illusion which is formed. In the same way, each experience, every moment which an individual is going through, they are all different. Each experience, it has the Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. It's done. Next experience, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya of that experience. It's done. But we see every day all the experiences going through so smoothly, one after another, one after another, one after another, every moment. Not even morning, afternoon, evening, but every moment we go through the experiences. How is it possible that it is continuous when they are so different going through that Srishti Sthiti Laya? It is the thread of memory which is passing continuously. It is that thread of memory which is giving us the experience as the continuous parjanya. The parjanya, the flow of experiences as life. See how we call it hollow, how hollow our life is. It is nothing but different experiences happening as different drop of rain. But we see it as one experience. It's because of the memory which is running throughout. That is parjanya. There is another meaning for the word parjanya. It is Indra. Indra is the king of senses. So one who masters the senses will attain that Indra Padavi, the state as Indra, the king of senses. If that is not felt, experienced as Indra, we will be staying as Jivatma, being the victim of the desires of all the five senses and going through different experiences and prolonging the cycle of life. Yah parjanyasyayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati. One who knows the support of this parjanya, the cloud of vasanas, unmanifested vasanas. One who knows the support of these vasanas. What is the base of these vasanas? He will get the support. That means we are moving one notch up, not being a pure Jivatma who is experiencing life with different experiences as instincts. That is Jivatma. We have been programmed like nakshatra with the universal laws, and the rules. So without choice, we will be following all those things as Jivatma. But once we know the base, the source of these vasanas, then I get the different support, which is one notch up. Let me move in that direction to find what that source is. Apo vai parjanyasyaayatanam ayatanavan bhavati ya evam veda. One who knows this, that apo vai, water alone, is the support of that parjanya. All the experiences in life is the very base, support, propeller of that unmanifested vasanas. So it goes hand in hand in a cycle. Because the unmanifested vasanas are manifesting as desires, we get into actions producing many experiences in the name of fulfilling the vasanas. So that vasana became the base for the experiences. Once the desire is fulfilled, will it stop there? No. That experience of fulfilling one desire gives rise to the next one. So what happened? The experience, the previous experience of life became the base or support for that unmanifested vasana, which is very much burning within. Again, that unmanifested vasana will take that turn to give the support for the experiences of life. So, what is vasana today will become the future support of experiences. In this, we can understand when we eat too much of sweet, my tongue has become numb with sweet. Let me have some spicy chunk. We eat that. As we eat, keep on eating that spicy uh, food. Again, the tongue needs something sweet. We eat the sweet. Again, the spicy. So it is oscillating and making each other the support for one another. So in many ways, we go through this cycle. It can be vicious cycle or the cycle of growth, the knowledge. Both are possible. Yopam veda ayatanavan bhavati. So once we recognize that this parjanya, the vasanas, and the experiences of life, they are supporting one another, which is happening in the mind alone. And for that mind also, it is the eternal Brahman who is the support, who is the very source. It is that Brahman who said, Yekoham Bahusyam, I am one, all pervading one consciousness. Let me become many. And that is how He created the universe of multiplicity. So, even the Jivatma, the miniature of that Brahman, also does the same. No doubt that base is Atma, the activated consciousness, which is giving ray of consciousness to the mind, ray of consciousness to the five senses, which is bringing out many experiences in life. So, knowing that it is happening because of the connection between the vasanas and the experiences of life, not I, the self. So, he becomes more stabilized in that state of Brahman, and he gets that eternal support. संवत्सरो वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति यः संवत्सरस्यायतनं वेद आयतनवान् भवति आपो वै संवत्सरस्यायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति य एवं वेद योऽप्सुनावं प्रतिष्ठितां वेद प्रत्येव तिष्ठति. So, संवत्सरो वा अपामायतनम् आयतनवान् भवति. Samvatsara, a year, is the support base of what? Apam ayatanam, the support of water is samvatsara, that is year, 1 year. What is that year? Samvasanti rutava atra samvatsara. All the 6 seasons stay together, stay connected with one another, smoothly transcending from one to another season. So, all the 6 seasons together is forming 1 year. So, what can we understand by this? 1 year. It is the time frame. So, time in the form of year, time in the form of year is the support of all the experiences in life. Every year we do birthday, we celebrate birthday. Why? It is telling us the time frame, the time span which I have gone through the 6 seasons successfully. It is the time frame. And this factor, samvatsara, this time factor is very important for Srishti Sthiti Laya to take place. Suppose the time is stagnant, the experiences will also be stagnant. There won't be experiences at all. Because of the notion, concept of time as universal law is programmed in every being, we bow down as Jivatma to that Kala and go through the experiences which is in the form of the year, which brings in the change in the forms which are present in the space, Desha. See how they are interconnected. In each season, the world differs. And Srishti Sthiti Laya will also happen because the time is moving continuously without stopping. I can give you the example. The fan, it will have three blades. What is fan? An object with three blades. With the electricity passing in it, will produce air, the blow of air. When it is happening, when it is in motion only, the blow of air is possible. And also, if we see, no more we will be seeing the three blades, but a circle, a continuous circle moving. So, those three blades are Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. Because that Srishti, Sthiti, Laya are moving, we are not realizing that they are all there. All the three are there simultaneously in our being. They are there. Srishti is there. Sthiti is there. Laya is also there. Because it is moving, it is giving rise to different experiences in life. The constant change which is happening because of the movement of the time, it is Jagat. Jagat. So in that Jagat, we are experiencing the life as nothing but the waves happening in the mind continuously, giving rise to different emotions, different visions, even to the ears, different sounds. Everything is possible because of the time Kala. And it is also creating the change, constant change in the forms in the space. Year, samvatsara. See how poetically they have taken this. Even to move from ajnana to jnana, the change is needed. That change is happening because of the kala. If there was no movement from ajnana to jnana using the time, there is no possibility of us acquiring the knowledge. See how intricate yet so sturdy notion we are programmed by the Creator. We all bow down to that without choice. Ayatanavan bhavati. And thus he is endowed with the Jivatma state, going through the ego going through the pain or the happiness. All this is happening because of the ignorance about who I am in reality, eternal truth, who I am. Because of this ignorance about the self, there arises the identification with the body and the mind. I am the body, I am the mind, I am an individual, I am different from the rest of the world, I am separate. So, here it is nothing but the forgetting or ignorance which is causing the strong notion of identification with the body. Because of that, what happens? We become connected or we seek the basis as apa experiences, Chandra as mind and as knowledge. We seek the base as Agni, the ego I, Vayu, Prana, the life force, and Tapana, burning, burning with desires. Because of fulfilling those desires, we also burn out in the experiences of life. And Nakshatra, we become connected with the universal law and also the universal rules, characteristics, factors, and also Parjanya, the vasanas. We become so connected with it, with so much of attachment, moha, delusion. Because of that, we get connected. And we also become connected with the time frame, which is causing constant change, which we go through every moment without stop. See? Hmm. It is the false superimposition of self on the body and the mind is causing the ignorance. Yah samvatsarasyayatanam veda ayatanavan bhavati. One who knows the support of the water, I mean, ear, becomes granted with, endowed with the support. So, without identifying, I am the body, I am one with the experiences of all the life, what we go through. One who is in the witness mode, one who goes through the life, he becomes the sthita prajna. He goes through all the experiences, but with witness mode. He is sthita prajna. That base he will get and become a strong hold, a strong person. And he is freed from jivahood. Isn't it? Samvatsara, just like the 6 seasons, even all individuals, we jivatmas go through 6 changes like birth, adulthood, growth, old age, decay, death. Is it simple? No. We go through these changes as Jivatmas without choice. It happens without choice. So, the Sthita Prajna will accept these changes as happenings and he will not get perturbed. Look at the tree. We can take the example of tree. During spring, it is blossomed with so many buds, tender leaves, bringing new features to the tree, spring. And then during summer, it just flourishes with lots of leaves, colorful flowers, fruits. And in Varsha Rutu, that is during rainy season, it will have lots of rain, become fresh, clean, and the beauty is different. And as the winter approaches, slowly all the leaves will fall off. And during deep winter, without a single leaf on it, it stays as though it is a sannyasi in deep dhyana. No movement, nothing. It is just standing, the tree. It goes through the tapas, dhyana, during winter. As though the phala of that tapas during winter, it gives out beautiful buds, tender leaves, and attracting many birds, children, people, spreading the joy. And summer, it dances around. But is it not accepting the changes so graciously? In the same way, do we do it as individuals, Jivatmas? No, we don't readily accept to move on from one stage to another, from adulthood to growth, to old age, to decay. Do we accept? No, we put so much of resistance. We want to feel like youth, dress like youth. We want to be like youth, think like youth. Why? Accept with grace and joy the change which Samvatsara has brought. Decay. If the eyes are not okay, or the ear is not working, or the leg is not working, we run to the specialist doctor to get it treated and get it done. So these are all the signs that we are all Jivatmas. As Jivatma, we want more and more experience, fulfilling the vasanas, fulfilling our desires. We want more experiences to make that self happy. So we go through that Jivatma life with lots of experiences. Here I would like to share Basavannanavaru. He is one of the great revolutionary spiritual master who writes Attalitta ಹೋಗದಂತೆ ಹೆಳವನ ಮಾಡಯ್ಯ. ಅತ್ತಲಿತ್ತ ಸುಳಿದು ನೋಡದಂತೆ kurudana madaya. What is it? Make me a limpy person so that I will not move around here and there and here and there. I will be stable in one place. Make me the blind so that I will not be seeing here and there, here and there. Make me deaf so that I will not hear the gossipy words falling on my ears. What a prayer! What a prayer! So, what is it? Give me the strength to accept that I am not the body. Body will go through the changes, but I am the base, I am the support, I am the very source of this mind, which is looking forward for experiences in the world, so that I am, that who is that I am? Atma. I am the consciousness. I am the activated consciousness. Just consciousness. I am not the five senses. I am not the mind. I am not the body. They are all only instruments for me. So, he who has realized Apovai Samvatsarasyayatanam, he will become real Sthita Prajna. And what is next? He remains in Sakshi Bhava. Ayatanavan bhavati ya evam veda. He remains in that witness mode. Yopsunavam pratishthitam veda pratyeva tishtati. One who knows the stable or stably established boat in the waters, he becomes a stable person. He stabilizes himself. Means what? One who knows the stable boat which is sailing on the experiences of life. Naturally, he will jump into that boat and be stable, untouched by the water. Isn't it? When we go on the boat, the water will be deep. We go to miles together. But not even a single drop of water would have touched us because we are in the safe boat. But we are experiencing the water coming along with us. There might be waves, but we feel the waves, we experience the waves, but are we perturbed? No, we will enjoy it because nothing is happening to me, because the boat is there in between that wavy water, cold water, and myself. So I thoroughly enjoy. In the same way, a person who is in the witness mode, he will go through the experiences of life. He will be in the center of experiences of life. But he will be always joyful because he has that mind which is stable as a boat. So here what happens? The wisdom in the mind will be highly charged in that person. Using the wisdom, using the knowledge, he will go through all types of experiences in life. But from within, he will be happy all the time, peaceful all the time, enjoying every experience, be it sorrowful, hard, fearful, it doesn't affect him at all. So, what is the lesson we all can learn? To know that stable boat as the mind with wisdom, viveka, the knowledge, that mind will protect, will be the base, the foundation, source for us to go through the experiences of life. And also, the boat will be steered in that direction which will take me more within, to be in that state of Brahman, in that Brahma Jnana. So, the direction of the boat will also be towards the Brahma Jnana, experiencing that Brahma. So, what we can understand here is Ekoham. Ekoham. This is the Brahman or Sachkhand or the state of Brahman. From there, Bahusyam, let me become many. That is when he projects the activated consciousness. It is the pure consciousness which is there as Sat. It's there, consciousness. That projects the activated consciousness. That means it is ready to do the Srishti Sthiti Laya. And thus, the second mind is projected within that projected activated consciousness. In that mind, the body is also projected. So when it is projected, 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 all the three circles, they have the common space, common point as this Brahman, the state of Brahman, which is eternal, which will never change or diminish or go through any changes in it. It is there and it is projecting that activated consciousness, in that the mind, in that the body. So all three have the common point here. So what this mantra Pushpa is telling us is, no doubt you are going through different experiences as activated consciousness, as mind, as body. You through go so many experiences, but all are only projected. Only projected. By whom? The Brahman. Ekoham Bahusyam. So this is the eternal abode, Ayatanam. This is the eternal ayatana. So, being an individual going through the experiences, our sturdy boat, which is the mind with wisdom, should be always heading towards this point, heading towards this point, heading towards this point, because all these are only projections created. Once it is created, it has to stay as long as that projection is happening through these three. And it has to see its end also. If a person is stuck somewhere here, somewhere here, somewhere here, he is the one who will be going through, missing out this point, going round and round and round, taking many rebirths again and again and again. But once we get the point, stop there. Move towards gaining the access to this point. We all have. We all have this point. Without this point, there is no projection at all. So, Mantra Pushpa is telling, aim for getting the hold of this point, which is projecting these three. So, it is knowledge alone which will bring us out of this constant hunting for experiences in life as Jiva. And it is that knowledge, it is that wisdom which acts as the sturdy boat in life, which is water. And this Mantra Pushpa is also telling us how Saguna Brahma, in the form of Surya, Chandra, Vayu, Apa, that is water, they are all also connected with us, Nakshatra, giving us the sign in which way we are going against the root of Brahman state. So, the cosmic relation between each individual and the whole cosmos is also described in this Mantra Pushpa. राजाधिराजाय प्रसह्य साहिने नमो वयं वै श्रवणाय कुर्महे समे कामान् कामकामाय मह्यम् कामेश्वरो वै श्रवणो ददातु कुबेराय वैश्रवणाय महाराजाय नमः. So, Rajadhirajaya Prasahya Sahine Namo Vayam. We all salute, we all bow down to that Namo Vayam Vaishravanaya, to that Vaishravana who is Kubera. Kurmahe, let us do the Namaskara, Namana to Vaishravana, who is also Rajadhiraja. He is the king of kings. Who is Prasahya Sahine. He is powerful and mighty, highly valorous, because he has all the wealth needed. Same kaman kama kamaya mahyam. Kameshwaro Vaishravano Dadatu. Let that Kameshwara, who is the Lord of wealth, the Lord of all the desires, fulfilled. He has that capacity to fulfill all the desires, Kameshwara. And he is also Vaishravana. Let him bestow me with accomplishing, fulfilling the desires which I have to fulfill towards the objects of desire. There are objects of desire, and I have the desire towards those objects. Let him fulfill all my desires. Kuberaya Vaishravanaya Maharajaya Namaha. Let us salute, bow down to that Kubera Vaishravana, who is the great king, Maharaja. One might question, after learning so much about apa, the experiences of life, how it turns the mind to become the support of the experiences, and the experiences become the support of that mind, and everything else is also experienced. And what this life is, who I am, and what this world is, what that Ishvara is, what that state of Brahman is, how it will be. After knowing all these things, after studying all these things, after taking deeply within to apply when we are in this human body, should we go through this verse where we are pleading with that Kubera to give us all the objects of desires, fulfill the desire of objects? Does it make sense? It feels like, for whatever reason it can be, they deep fry vada or something, and it will be so crispy. And if it is put in the water, how will it be? Won't you get the feeling that after studying the mantra Pushpa, going through this request to that deity who is Kubera, well known lord of material wealth, physical wealth. So we have to know more about Kubera, because this particular Pushpa is traditionally, as a custom, it has been there with us since Vedic age. So it has the meaning in it. Who is Kubera? No doubt, Kubera is the lord of the material wealth. The whole universe is his wealth, Kubera. He is the one who is ruling and controlling and giving Kubera. He is also the regent or agent, the guardian of the north direction. And north direction is the divine pathway, the spiritual pathway for eternal knowledge. One has to move in the north direction. That is where Dakshinamurti is, the incarnation of Shiva as Adi Guru, Mauna Guru is in that direction. And Kubera is the one who guides us to go in that direction. Now let us come back to Lord of Wealth as Kubera. Even to lead life and to proceed further in the ladder of evolution or in the ladder of spiritual growth, the first steps are gaining the good body and the mind so that it is free from desires and wanting the experiences. If they are all given to me as the first step or second step, third step, I should be satisfied with all those things and I will have the free mind to go up the ladder. Isn't it? If I have to run around every day for food, will my mind be free to contemplate, sit, and meditate on that self? No. The time will be restricted, the mind will be restricted, the possibility of going to different places to get the knowledge from different gurus is also not possible. It's not possible. So, Kubera is the one who gives all needed wealth for a person to feel comfortable and be satisfied so that the mind will grow out of it. It's not curbing the mind. If the desires are there within, at some point or the other, it will pop up or it will be burning inside, because of which it becomes the unmanifested vasana, and I will have to take another birth as Jivatma to fulfill that vasana. So, where is the chance for me to grow spiritually? Means to go in the direction of finding that self, the real meaning of self, aham. Who is that aham? I, nanu, nenu, nan, me. Who is that in eternal reality? So, even to contemplate on that, we need the crystal clear, free mind, peaceful mind. For that, Kubera is the one who will help us to get all needed things, material needed things. He will take care of it, which are needed. And that material wealth need not be in the material form as house, car, food. No. Even having children, relationship, all these are all connected with this material world, physical world. And he is capable of bestowing all the wealth. Once it is done, he will not stop at that. He will make us go in that north direction because He is the guardian. He sees that when we are moving in that direction, our mind is clean, shuddha, with shraddha, vishwasa, with all those qualities which are needed. And also vairagya should also be there. Clinging on to the previous steps in the ladder will not make us progress. So He will see that we are out of those obstacles also and lead us towards that north direction. And thus He makes sure that we grow from Jivatma level. The thundering sound of that Parjanya, the cloud, thick cloud, that thundering sound is also the indication that from the Brahman state, one is descending as a Jivatma, coming down to the Jivatma level, the thundering sound. Isn't it? So, all those things will be avoided by showing our respect and bowing down to Him. So, when we sum up the whole mantra pushpa with so many unique, rare, highly valuable flowers in that bouquet, what we can understand is ayatana, ayatana, that base support. When we see it from the perspective of Jivatma, as Jivatma, when we view it, we see that Saguna Brahman, who has manifested in this world, and the Jivatma, all of us with ego, that false I, there is interlink between them, the Saguna Brahman and Jivatma. There is interlink and they are interdependent. That is what we studied throughout, isn't it? For Apa, Chandra becomes the support. For Chandra, Apa becomes the support. Agni, the ego I, for that, Apa becomes the support. And for Apa, that Agni becomes the support. So, in this way, Apa, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Samvatsara, Parjanya, Nakshatra, Tapana. They are all manifestation in this world as Saguna Brahman. They are also connected and their existence is also interconnected and they are all working hand in hand in this universe. But when we see it, see the ayatana, the base, source, from the perspective of Brahman, the only eternal ayatana is that consciousness, pure consciousness. That is what the original state, which will never change, which will never diminish, and that point is not limited by anything. It is even though it looks like a pinpoint, anoraniya. It is smaller than the atom. Like that it looks. But once we establish in this, it is ever expansive. Ever expansive. So, from this point of view, when we see, these are all projected and it will go off. They are not permanent at all. They are not there. Illusorily, they are projected. And this is the only ayatana, eternal ayatana. So, Mantra Pushpa is giving us that chance. And the problem comes, I am an individual. I am this body. I am this mind. When I hang on to that notion, projected notion by the Creator, and He has made it with no choice for us. So, when we start getting the knowledge, the reality of the notion, it is a notion. That knowledge will make the mind cut off the bandhana. That is, the mind with wisdom is the one which breaks the limitation which I am living as Jivatma, and it gives moksha, liberation from that limitation. When I realize that aham is that pure consciousness, ever expansive consciousness, naturally that bandhana, the shackle, is released. So, my personal intake from this mantra pushpa is, one can experience life as aham, I am an individual with this body and the mind. Or I am ever expansive consciousness who has entered this instrument called mind, and that mind has entered the whole physical body and projecting the five senses to perceive the world. So, one has the choice to live like the limited aham or ever expansive Brahman aham, the pure consciousness. However, till the last breath, without choice, we will be experiencing the ego I, the small I, ego I. Even on the deathbed, we will be experiencing that ego I without choice. However, what is possible is letting the movement progress of that ego I to dissolve in that Brahman, eternal, ever expansive Aham, the real I. We have to work towards that. So we have to make that ego I move in the northern direction to dissolve in that real I. That is possible. That is why Mantra Pushpa is also there, helping us by telling us what this universe is, what this life is. So Let us thank, let us be grateful to all the rishis, gurus who have taken so much of compassion in leading us through mantra pushpa to continue our sadhana. शिव शक्ति शिव शक्ति शिव शक्ति ओम 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 शिव शक्ति शिव शक्ति शिव शक्ति